NHL players are headed back to the Olympics for the first time since 2014, and this is the first Winter Games that the PWHL has been in existence to have players on that roster as well. So let's talk about how hockey went from two guys at McGill University to an Olympic sport, and the tournament that the teams will have to make it through to win a gold medal. Welcome back to Olympic Winter is Coming, the series where I'm telling you everything you need to know ahead of the games in February. Ice hockey first originated as a sport in Canada in the early 19th century. Originally, the game was played with a ball, but it was quickly replaced with a disc like our puck that we have now. The first official rules of the game were actually put together by two students at McGill University in 1879. The following year, the McGill University Hockey Club was the first recognized ice hockey team, and hockey became the official national sport of Canada. Uniquely, men's ice hockey actually debuted at the Summer Olympic Games in 1920. In 1924, when the Winter Games were established, men's ice hockey continued there as a sport. Women's ice hockey wouldn't join the Olympics until 1998. On the women's side, every gold and silver medal has been won by one of two teams, the US and Canada. It's a long-standing rivalry that is definitely set to heat up again this year. At the Olympics, hockey is played tournament style. 12 countries will compete on the men's side and 10 countries will compete on the women's side. For the first round of preliminary play, we play in groups. The men's tournament is broken up into 3 groups, A, B, and C, and the women's tournament is broken up into 2 groups, A and B. On the women's side, this stage is pretty simple. During the preliminary round, all 10 teams play each other in a round-robin style format. Teams score points based on the outcome of those games. 3 points are awarded for a win in regulation, 2 points are awarded for a win in overtime, and 1 point is awarded for a team that loses in overtime. A team that loses in regulation receives 0 points. At the end of that round-robin stage, all 5 teams from Group A move on, and the top 3 teams from Group B move on as well. On the men's tournament, the teams play a round-robin stage with just their group, meaning that every team plays the other 3 teams inside their Group A, B, or C. The point system works exactly the same as it does on the women's tournament, and at the end of the first stage, teams are ranked based on their performance within their group, points scored across that stage, goals allowed, the goal differential, and their IIHF ranking. The top 4 teams from that ranking system automatically move on to the quarterfinals, and the remaining 8 teams have one more qualifying round to see which 4 teams join them in the quarterfinals. From there, on both the men's and the women's side, we set a bracket that goes in single elimination rounds until we have only 4 teams left. Those 4 teams are split into 2 semifinal matches, and the winners of those 2 matchups play each other in the gold medal game. The winner of that game takes home the gold medal, and the loser takes home the silver. The 2 teams that lost in their semifinal matchup play each other for one more game to determine who takes home the bronze. If this will be your first time watching ice hockey, be sure to dive into the beginner series I have called Breaking the Ice. And if this is your first time watching Olympic ice hockey, there are a few differences from the NHL and PWHL that I will be breaking down here. I will also be breaking down the big rivalries to look out for, as well as major player stories that you may want to know going into the games. So for all of that hockey coverage, as well as coverage of the entirety of the Winter Games, be sure to follow along for the rest of Olympic Winter is Coming.